Posterity. It's Monday.
This is Monday.
Alright, so you're streaming in general anyways?
Yeah, somebody didn't read the text messages.
That is true. I wasn't specifically asked to read the text messages, though.
You have to be asked to read your text messages?
Yeah, I didn't think that was
What
the
if somebody can only ask you through text?
Ah, shoot.
No, as soon as I said that, I remembered that you did text something along those lines.
So my microphone...
I guess I just didn't understand that that's what that meant.
No worries.
Yeah.
My microphone is closer to me this time because Jackson was able to procure me a cord that will work better. So hopefully I'll be able to project a little better and not have to whisper like I was before while trying to whisper and project to keep a baby asleep. So I think this might work slightly more smoothly.
Morgan, just so you know, Owlbear is just saying that it is waiting for me to be accepted in.
Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, if anybody, we will be using Owlbear today. So, yeah, at least for the big map. So if you want to jump in, we can do that.
Yeah, a lot of these tablets are yelling at me.
Important question.
Yes, sir.
What is the past tense for screenshot?
Screenshotted.
I was about to answer, and then I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
I can't say that.
That's a bad word.
To be fair, I thought the exact same thing, and I almost said it out loud.
I almost did too.
I'm going through my old photos looking for, and Maddie and I went to a baseball game together, and I came across apparently one of my buddies when he and his wife got engaged. I have a screenshot of it still on my phone from 2019. And I'm like, why?
What's up, Potato?
Right. So, yeah, Luminous, if you want to jump in Owlbear.
How do I do that again?
The main reference sheet has a link to it.
Dope.
Which one of you is doing this?
Me.
No, sorry. I plugged in my kids' tablets today to get them charged, and one of them keeps dinging at me, and I can't figure out which one it is. Oh, this one has a system update. Cool.
Test. Can you guys hear me on Zoom?
No worries. All right. So, is
welcome,
everybody
Mateo.
more or less ready?
More or less.
Okay. I will first just do a general upkeep reminder. All of your characters are now level 4. You should have 4 life points, 9 total features, 3 power pool, 6 skills. I looked over each of your things. It looks like that is done. And as a reminder, you each have 1 morale point, which you can use to add a modifier to any skill roll that you make, or to roll add a modifier when you roll to avoid a negative effect.
So if can our morale be below 0?
It can be
negative morale.
No, I don't think so actually.
I have negative morale right now.
But if you have morale, you can be demoralized and it can be taken away from you.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know what she did.
Me either.
My cat's going nuts. Like she ran into my desk and she ran.
It's the system update. It's also affecting your cat.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. I'm probably gonna go into DM voice here, or ST voice in my case.
Let's do it.
Yesterday, you finally found the colossal gallows tree and learned that it is a Titan blood creature being sedated by a hag called Grammy Grins, who claims the Merrywood is her domain. You learn that the gallows tree is used to produce soul seeds, which in turn create dark and demented sylvan creatures that inhabit this cursed place. You communicated with the tree, learning that although it is likely thousands of years old, by Titanic standards, it is merely a child. You succeeded in defeating the gardener and retrieving his head as part of your deal with Caesifia, handmaiden of the Queen of Roses. You also succeeded in stealing the wind chimes from the gallows tree and ran for your lives as the ground shattered beneath your feet. Upon bringing the gardener's head to Caesifia, you each gained her blessing and escaped the region with a few new items in your possession. Whatever will specifically become of the gallows tree now, you're not entirely sure. You only know that it now belongs to the Queen of Roses, and she will continue to produce soul seeds in a bid to solidify an alliance with Grammy Grins. You returned to the crossroads and gave the wind chimes to the keeper in exchange for much information. Notably, he told you that the many regions of the island are ruled by different people, different creatures, and he named some of those rulers. Unfortunately, you also learned that nobody has ever escaped this island. While there, Osen asked the keeper if the corrupted gallows tree has ever produced anything other than the kinds of soul seeds it now makes, and the keeper said that he would keep an ear out to see what he can learn. The keeper also asked that the party help him restore the crossings into his domain, wherever they happen to find his mark or wherever they discover a confluence of ley lines. In exchange, he has promised not only more information, but perhaps other valuables that he has hidden away. One of the last things you learned from the keeper is that Grammy Grin's second in command is a creature known as the Grinning Panther, who is responsible for infecting many creatures with a plague known as grinning sickness. You remained in the safety of the keeper's domain overnight and continued your journey at daybreak. On your way back to your encampments, you once again encountered the large statue of a woman that you found on your way to the gardens. Luminous and Osint stayed behind for a while to investigate it, and thanks to Luminous's archaeological skills, he discovered that the statue held a cloudstone, a magical item used by silver giants to help keep their hovering citadels aloft within the sky. Killen and Carlos traveled ahead to the southern shore, where they discovered most of the factions were preparing to move further inland due to the threat of an encroaching storm on the sea. Killen reported his findings to Elder Runswithadeer, and she told Killen that he should imbibe an ancestral tonic to seek wisdom from one of his forebears. As she went to retrieve one for him, Carlos sparked a conversation with Otago, the Drawn, and Otago agreed to join in Carlos's crusade against the Knock-Knocks. Luminous and Osint eventually made it back to camp, before Cryptus finished packing up their supplies to travel inland. As Osint took a moment to finally breathe within the security of his quarters, his informant came to him with some important information regarding the Witchblades. It seems they have discovered a way to avoid, or perhaps defend against, the Knock-Knocks. The Witchblades somehow managed to travel inland while it was still nightfall, in the midst of the Knock-Knocks' latest raid. It is midday now, and nearly everything is packed up for the journey inland. The last of the tents for each faction are being taken down, and everyone keeps a watchful eye on the storm as it draws closer. There is great danger in remaining on the shore, and there is great danger within the jungle. With your ships destroyed, and no way to escape the island, you are truly at the mercy of its demented inhabitants, and your own skills of survival. Luminous, you are approaching the High Sage of your faction, the Arcanian man by the name of Sharam Loros. He is currently speaking with a human battle sage by the name of Amir. Between them, an impressive longsword of ornate black and red metal sticks out of the ground, its tip firmly planted in the sand. As you approach, you prepare yourself to share the good news. You've returned with the head of Clay the Golem cartographer, as well as his magical map. As you draw nearer, you hear the battle sage finish his thought as he speaks with Sharam. On my honor, it will be done, he says. The king shall have his throne. Sharam nods to the man, and turns as he sees you approach. Aha! A retriever returns. Did you manage to find the map?
Bet. You know I did. We went and got it, and look what I brought. I show him Clay's head.
Oh, this is perfect. Thank you. And he goes ahead and takes that from you and says, and thank you for the map. It proves to show that you are a well-trusted individual to go on retrieval missions. I'm very glad to have you along. Tell me, what of the others that went on before you? Did you find their corpses as well?
Yeah, they all dead.
Did you happen to see if there was an eye on the human? A special eye? Or did you perhaps not notice?
Did we discover it?
No.
I didn't think so. No, we didn't find anything.
Very well. Before you go, I am aware that you were a student of archaeology in some of the places that you studied before. Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
I wonder if you might assist Mahir with studying something that he found in the edge of the jungle. If you get an opportunity, you should go speak to him.
Bet.
Oh, and by the way, we want to make sure that we are equipping and well equipping those who are doing good work. So, we have something that might help you. And I will put this in your reference sheet. In yours specifically, Kyle, in your character sheet, under your sanctuary staff entry.
Yep.
He produces a gauntlet that's made of this hard-boiled leather, and it bears markings representing 4 elements: air, earth, fire, and water.
The nations lived in harmony once until the Fire Nations attacked.
Yes. 1 second. Let me reload your thing here. Something has gone wrong with... I gotta revert those changes real quick. Let me try this again.
You immediately lose the item.
For just a moment, and then it's gonna come back. That's better. Okay, there you go. So I'll give you time. I'm going to skip on to another character while you read over that. Okay. Osint.
Yes.
You've been overseeing some of the Cryptusian sages and hired mercenaries as they pack up your belongings for the makeshift wagon that the Seekers of Cryptus have fashioned for the journey. All of your equipment is well fortified and would be nearly impossible for someone to break into. You see a short distance across the beach that High Sage Sharam has picked up the blade of Sorsinius, placing it in a rather nondescript sheath before heading in your direction.
Remind me what the sword of Sorsinius is. Do I know this?
So yes, you know that this is a blade wraith, a living relic.
Yes, okay.
And as he approaches you, he says, he nods. Advisor, I wonder if we might have some words.
Yes, what is it?
Well, as we are preparing to travel inland, the tribe of Titania has made a recommendation and a suggestion. Knowing that there is much danger in the jungle, they seem to be interested in traveling together with us. I wanted to see how you feel about this. They claim that it is for mutual protection, and perhaps also to further ally themselves with us.
How many do you propose?
Well, I think it would be their entire encampment, along with ours, for mutual safety. That is what they are saying, but I know you know many things. Do you think that this would be wise for them to come along?
The things that
Conventional wisdom tells me that it would be, but I wanted to see what you think.
There is absolutely safety in numbers. If the rest are departing, then it does seem wise to do the same. However, there are things that I know you're aware of, that other people have spoken of, that we've seen here on this island. We must be very, very cautious moving forward.
Yes. And
do you think it wise that Sorsinius himself go as well?
I think that we have no choice, really. If we are to move, we must move all together. And as you say this, the blade kind of shakes in his hand, and he pulls it out. He sticks it into the ground, and you see this foggy, misty figure form out of this thing. You know that this figure is not Sorsinius himself. This is a projection that Sorsinius can make in order to wield himself, because he indeed is the blade.
Awesome.
And you hear his voice project.
I will be coming. There can be no doubt, verily. And forsooth, this shall be the beginning of my rise, my return to the throne. You, advisor, tell me, and tell me true. Have you discovered who rules this place?
There is a creature called the Keeper. He has much knowledge of this island. Although not of every territory, he does have much more than we do. There are several leaders here, it seems, but in different territories. The main one that I think we should be worried about, it seems. I'm blanking on the name.
Grammy grins.
Yes. Although it seems a very innocuous and maybe even silly name, Grammy Grins is the one that keeps popping up the most.
Is she the one that rules this immediate area?
Of that I'm not sure.
Regardless, whatever we learn of anyone who is here, do you think it would be wise to remove them, or more wise to demand fealty? Enforce fealty.
I do not believe anyone could stand up to your greatness, O King. I believe cooperation may be the best route. However, many things here seem to be antagonistic and not willing to cooperate. So, if those options that you present ought to be the only ones, perhaps you can wield the power that they have.
It shall be done. This is the beginning of a new era. You are playing a significant part, and it shall not be forgotten. Let us continue.
He goes back into the this projection. A fog returns back into the blade.
I bow and say, "Yes, my king."
And Sharam says, "One of the unfortunate truths of our situation is that we do not yet know, as far as what you told me earlier, and now, whether there is a safe place in particular within this jungle. So, if you are not opposed to it, you and those companions of yours have had the most experience traveling deeper into this place than anyone else. I would like you to consider scouting ahead with your group, since we are in this new alliance with the Titanians. And if you feel it is wise, you may choose to take a handful of others with you. I will leave that up to you and to you to share that recommendation with those you were traveling with before. Minus your crusader ally from before, who will continue on with his people.
He will be missed. Carlos was a great asset on our former journey, our recent journey. We shall take along a few of the mercenaries, perhaps, and we shall scout ahead. I believe we've only found one location without any enemies, I'll say. There was a large statue, nothing of significance that I can tell, but perhaps we can find somewhere even better, a little further in.
But if that statue is the one you that I heard about that was buried, then that seems like it would probably be too close to the sand, too close to the coast.
Indeed.
Very well. I will allow you to think about how you will progress and talk to your compatriots. Thank you. You are dismissed.
I take my leave.
Alright. Killen. All of your tribe's tents have been packed up save for one. Your 4 knees are bent as you kneel in the center of the space, a stoppered elixir sitting in front of you. This is a vision tonic, used by your people to interact with your ancestral spirits. You prepare your mind, knowing that you must properly honor those who chose to emerge from the ancestral plane to guide their descendants. This ritual is not something that your people take lightly. When you are ready, you may imbibe. What do you do?
What time of day is it?
Midday.
I raise up my scythe and then ground it into the sand of the beach. So it's just kind of freestanding. I yell out one of my signature whoop whoops. And then I unstopper it and bottoms up.
It goes down.
Oh, you're not supposed to drink the whole thing. You're dead.
The tent melts in your vision, falling over you like dripping ichor. As it fades away, you find sunlight, and instead of a sandy beach beneath you, there is a lengthy stretch of grassy, rolling hills. You're within a valley surrounded by gargantuan mountains, their tops gleaming in the light. You see that there is not only one heavenly body shining down in this place, but many. Some are bright like fire, and others more like moons of lavender hue. The sky itself is a shimmering blanket of light violet, cyan, and emerald green. This is the border of the ancestral plane. You feel a presence as it connects with your spirit. One of your ancestors is approaching. What do they look like?
It, obviously being a cheetah like myself, has 4 legs, and is centaurish shaped. It has broad antlers, kind of like a moose, not as pointed as mine, but very wide and fanned out. Its coloring is black, but kind of an iridescent black in the different hues of light coming down from the various heavenly bodies. You can see patterns of silvers and coppers kind of running through the feathery scales lining its body.
Okay. Is this a male or a female ancestor?
This would be a male.
All right. Very good. Okay. And what is its name? Or would you like for me to suggest a name for him?
Decision paralysis being what it is. You go ahead and suggest one tonight.
All right. I want you to choose between these 3. Gleans in the field, holds the ghosts, or breaks dragons' heads.
Breaks dragons' heads.
All right.
I call Holds the Ghost as my next character name.
What was the other name? I didn't hear the third one.
Gleans in the field.
Yeah, it's not as cool as the other 2.
I tried to give 3 distinct things.
I didn't know what the other 2 were. I knew it wasn't.
He steps up behind you as you turn around. He bows slightly. How do you respond?
I bow as well. Yeah.
Have you ever interacted with this ancestor before?
Only briefly.
It has been quite a long time, little one. I remember when you first appeared here for me to see you, in your rite of passage, becoming the man that you are. You were such a scrawny little thing, and look at you now.
I take him literally, and I start looking at myself with an ounce of admiration.
I've heard some of the things that you've done. Your name, one of them, has even reached me here. Let me just make sure I'm getting this exactly right, like we discussed.
Oh no. Just like we planned it.
After you took down that Frost Titan, I have heard your name cracks the cold one.
Spoilers without context. That's hilarious.
And you were with your fellow tribesmen, your boys as well. I am glad to see that my bloodline continues strong. So tell me, why have you come to me?
Well, great-grandfather, we are in a unique place and situation, and I have been sent to learn more about the environment that we're in and the titanic life that exists there. And we discovered a kind of Titan child that I've never encountered before. It was not the monstrous creatures that we have back home, but just a giant tree. And it was a youngling from Titan standards, but it seemed trapped and angry, and I have been asked by the elders to seek your guidance in what to do.
A tree, yet a Titan. Undoubtedly the product of Fey interference, if it holds Titan blood.
There is a lot of weird Fey stuff going on this island.
Well, tell me, in your estimation, knowing that the ancestors were no friends of the Fey, nor were they truly any friends of anyone, those great spirits that we owe our strange existence to, despite the fact that they are neither friends to us. We honor them because we must, because that is how we protect this world from utter annihilation. Do you think that it is wiser to destroy such a creature, or to engage with it in some other means?
I'm really conflicted. As I was speaking to the land around it and speaking to the tree, there was there was much darkness and evil, but I don't think it was coming from the tree. I think it was the Fae using it for their purposes. I also sensed good in it. And so I know that it would be practical to destroy it, as we've done before. But I also don't know if it would be right.
Your heart is like that of your grandmother. You speak like her, and this is good. Had you come to me with not these sentiments and told me just what you had told me earlier, I would recommend that you destroy this creature, remove it, and whatever plague it will uncertainly unleash if it is left to rot. But you remind me of the other half of your lineage, and the way that you speak about seeing goodness in things. If you believe that this thing can be saved in some way, if there is truly good, the ironic part would be that that cannot be from the Titans. That may very well be from that spark within that influence of the Fae. Not all Fae are evil. So perhaps this is a new creature entirely. And if you think that it can be salvaged, given greater purpose, I will trust that you have the heart to do so. But I warn you, this will not be easy. I can, however, help. Come closer. Very nice. He puts one of his hands, he's huge. He puts one of his hands sort of over your head where his forehead, his thumb touches your forehead.
Do y'all have hands or hooves?
Both. He's got...
Centaur.
Oh, he's centaur. Okay, so...
So, does this, and sort of, you feel him retrieving memories of your recent endeavors. You've been speaking to the land. Good. That is what I needed to know what I can provide for you. There are 3 items you'll need. 3 products that are in this space that you've been inhabiting. A sturdy limb from a slitherwood tree. A pristine moon crystal. And pure Titan blood. The first, I sense, is somewhere north of you. It will be in a forest of sorts, but it will be undoubtedly serpentine. The second, the moon crystal, is likely to be in a mire, a bog, or a swamp. I sense it to be to the west of wherever you are now. And I do sense the presence of a titanic creature that has not been corrupted, somewhere to the east of you. And I will write all this down for you. You will need these 3 things to create and craft the item, the only item that will successfully allow you to break this tree, this creature, this child, from its bonds. Are you prepared to take on this quest?
I am, grandfather. Thank you for your aid and your advice.
Well, let me give you at least one more thing. When you first came to me long ago, I did not suspect that you would necessarily live as long as the rest of the tribe, because as we both know, you were scrawny, and your legs did not work as well as those of your kin. Even now, I'm not sure if any of your allies know that you are not as fast as is necessary to survive, but you survive through wit and determination, despite the way that you were not born normally. Perhaps what I can give you now will help. I'm going to put something in your character sheet, right under your Ivy Ring entry. He hands you two metallic anklets that are decorated with patterns that depict rushing wind. All right. So he hands these to you. He says, "These will follow you past the border of the ancestral plane. Do not worry." My time is upon me. Do you have anything else that you need to know from me?
How do I use this to aid this creature?
Go on this journey when you have them all together. Come to me again if you need help, or ask your elders. A part of your journey is to understand the wisdom in what you learn from the collecting of these things. We don't know how this is going to end, how anything is going to end. But if you focus so much on the ending of anything, you can be blind to what's happening right in front of you. Consider this a lesson as well.
Thank you.
Your vision starts to sort of melt again, and you find yourself in the tent as it fades out of your eyes. And you have these anklets in your hand. I'll give you a moment to look over the things you just got. Luminous, did you intend to go find this Mahir?
Yeah.
Okay. So you tell me, you're at least familiar with Mahir. He is a gargoyle. He is one of the sages of your group. Do you know him very well, or have you just sort of known that he's around?
I've had a few encounters with him.
What is the most notable thing you remember about his personality?
He's pretty, got a dark sense of humor.
Very good. All right. You approach Mahir as he is studying something. You come up behind him. You see his wings, these big, strange stone wings on his stone body. And he seems very occupied looking at some kind of tablet made of stone. What do you do?
I walk up to him, not behind him, but in front of him, because I don't want to startle him, and say, "What's up, brah?"
Oh, it's you. Oh, very good. I was wondering if you would die in the jungle. In fact, I actually betted that you would. But it's good to see you.
Bruh, I was shocked I didn't die either. Man, I'm here.
Yes, very good. So, I have remembered that you told me that you studied archaeology at one point in your history. Is this not true?
Yes, sir.
Very good. I need your assistance. Look at this.
And he shows you this tablet that has language, some language written on it that you do not recognize whatsoever.
This.
I roll for it.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Roll. You will roll with penalty, but go ahead and roll.
Yeah, I got no clue. I got a 1, so I got no clue.
It's the bottom of this tablet seems cracked, but not so much that it would lead to concluding that there's another part of it. This looks like a complete tablet of some kind, but it's about 3 feet by 3 feet big, and kind of hefty for sure. But he's fairly strong for what he is. And he says,
Tell me, just, you don't happen to know what this says, do you? What language this is?
Bruh, I'll be honest with you. I've never seen this before. No cap.
Oh dear. Oh well. That's okay. I think that if we put our skulls together, we can figure this out.
Bro,
So,
for real.
I'm going to put something in your giant reference sheet. This will be something all of you can see.
The top, bottom.
1 second. Let me grab it and then I'll put it there. I will put it. Let's put this. I'll put it at the bottom. Okay. So the way this works, archaeologist, is that I'm gonna have you essentially be trying to figure out some of the patterns of this thing, like in game. That's sort of what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
To tell if you can determine what some of these words might mean, just through extended studies, things like that. So this will probably take multiple days. But what I want you to do now is to make a mind roll with edge because of your. We're gonna say this is accounting for your archaeological process of trying to figure things out. You are familiar with a lot of languages, and you probably have books and things with you just in the caravan, in the camp, that would help you with this sorts of studies. You have the capacity to understand how to go about this research and figure these things out. And
Got a 4.
Okay. Very good. So what I want you to do is with that 4, tell me one of these words, one of these white blanks, choose one, and we're going to reveal that word. If it happens to have another identical word somewhere on...
So just pick the location.
Yeah, pick the location. If it happens to have an identical word, then I'll reveal that one as well.
We're going to go with lucky number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Okay, this has no identical words, but...
That's unfortunate. It was not so lucky.
Let me just put this together here, and there we go.
Like to buy a vowel?
Okay.
Between.
You realize that this is a language that you don't have any books about. It's a very ancient language that you know about, but it's extremely rare, called Argean, which is spoken by silver giants.
Very similar to the orb.
Yes. So, every time that we do this, every time that I ask you something like to reveal a word and you do, the next step is you take a look at this thing, and if you guess any single one of these words right, you will continue to be able to guess.
Cool.
Whenever you don't guess one right, then it's going to be like basically the next day before you get to do some more. So,
are you any good at this? Any good at Wordle?
I'm not bad.
Okay.
Not great. I'm not bad. I want to go with the word.
Yeah, you have to tell me where it is and what word you think it is.
Ooh.
Both of those things.
Oh,
yikes!
There's no shot. Okay.
So your benefit here is that you can see how many letters are in each thing.
I can. Okay.
Yeah, just based on the squares, you should be able to.
So, like for
count.
example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6 is 2 letters.
3, 4, 5, 1, 2.
Is that 2?
4. You mean this one?
Yes, that's 2 letters.
Yes.
Okay. I want to go with the word is.
You determine that's not what this thing is.
Sorry, the silver giants pronounce it ice.
All right, so you know it'll be several hours before you really have the mental capacity to return to this. All right, but
I know what I'm gonna be doing at work tomorrow.
Giving him homework.
That's a really
just
cool element to this game, though.
Just
I like
sitting here
Yeah,
like,
it's neat.
Well, yeah, you have the archaeology background stuff, and you guys all told me that you like kind of puzzly things. So I was like, okay, we have a good connection here. All right.
Killen's not smart enough for that.
Well, I do believe that we got the one word right. That's very good, very good. Between. Yes, let's hope that there is not any more dastardly, deathly things happening that would prevent you and I from... I was trying to connect between to this. Anyway, that didn't work. Ah, very well. Yes. Wait, hold on, I've got one. No, I lost it. Anyway, yes, we'll continue this in a bit. I will continue to pore over the tomes and see if I can get a bit more done. I'll hold on to it for you.
Bro, we both know that you capping there. You didn't know. You didn't come up with a word. You capping.
Well, anyway, he goes on and says, and takes this off, and he continues to just look at it. He seems very intrigued by this. All right, but for the fact that you have found something that continues to connect the sort of patterns of thought that you've been having, you do gain 1 morale.
Man, I should have gone with the easy one.
All right.
How many words do you guys know that starts with that's 1 letter?
So,
only a few.
As you all, your groups kind of are grouping together at this point and heading right inland. Everybody's sort of collecting. People that don't know each other are kind of meeting. Osint, when it comes to having people come along on a potential group, if you are taking people along with you, you know that you'll be able to pick from, not necessarily just pick and command somebody. You could do that with the your own group, but you potentially might be able to convince people of Titania to come along as well, or at your discretion, you might choose to involve a mercenary. However, what I'm going to do is remind you guys that essentially what's going to happen here is you're going to be asked to scout ahead. You each individually have the option of choosing one person to try to convince to come along with you if you want, one NPC. But keep in mind that the more NPCs you have with you, the less experience points you gain from combat.
We only need 1. We don't need any more than that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find Luminous and Killen.
Yeah.
Do I see them? Are they occupied?
Yeah,
at
you
the
guys
moment?
can all be in the same general area here.
Okay.
You just see me being off into space trying to figure out what these words are.
Yeah, staring. So I approach Luminous and Killen and kind of beckon them over. It seems we have been charged with the task of scouting ahead. All the camps are moving on away from the beach. They seem to think it's more safe that way, but knowing what we know, they asked us to go first, find maybe a more suitable place than right here on the coast. What do you think?
Bro, we're gonna die, but let's do it.
Yeah, I think it's best if we look ahead and keep everyone safe.
Do you think we need anyone else? Maybe we can get 1 more, 2 more people to accompany us. I think Carlos has gone his own way at this point in time.
Bro, we really could have used another healer, but I don't know if there's any in our factions.
It's a good thought.
I mean, I know I got some healing abilities, but I ain't no Carlos. You know what I mean? Like, for real. What's
Are
it?
you wanting to bring one other person? Is that?
What?
Are you wanting to bring one other person? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it would make sense for us to pick another person, whether it be a healer or somebody that's strong to accompany us.
Yeah.
Maybe even from the mercenaries.
Just maybe somebody who's that's just good, like a good fighter.
I'd love to bring my best boy, Born of Thunder. He can fly like you, Osa, and he is super strong. And he knows some magic.
I'm assuming it's the one there with the wings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So, Killen, you also know that his duty as Great Shaman might prevent him from being able to do a lot of things at this stage, but you can absolutely engage with attempting to convince him. You think it would be more difficult to convince him based on his duties.
I didn't know that Great Shaman had duties going on.
Bro, I got an idea. What about that little bard over there for the vibes?
I do not believe he would be very useful in battle.
Nah, but the vibes, bro.
I believe we should think of our safety first, bro.
Yeah, I think we need to find someone who can.
Nice try, Kyle.
Had to do it.
You're gonna have to roll for it.
I look toward the mercenary camp. Who's the first one I see?
Hey, Morgan.
Yes, sir.
Can you expound on the difference between Elder and Great Shaman for me?
Yeah. So the elders are decision makers, and the Great Shamans are like advisors. That's the very simple way to think about it. They are mystical, spiritual, magical, but they so in your knowledge of these two in particular, you've got Speaks to the Mountain, who is kind of snowy, icy powers of various kinds, and she's very old, kind of an ancient figure, and she is also very direct and kind of depressing to be around sometimes. And Born of the Thunder is someone who he sort of draws his power from the sky and electricity and lightning and storms. But he's a little more patient, but also he comes from a line of great warriors as well. He's kind of warrior at heart, but
How does one become a Great Shaman?
So
I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna use a discovery question here and get you to tell me at least one of the things. It's got to be a really significant thing, and it has to be spiritual in nature. What is one thing that is necessary for people of the tribe of Titania to get to that level?
What is one of the things necessary for a person of Titania to become a Great Shaman?
Yeah, huge, spiritual, impactful thing that they have to prove themselves to this position for. That was a weird sentence. That they have to do to prove themselves worthy of this position.
No, I gotcha.
I do agree with Killen that perhaps we should take someone from the great tribe of Titania. They seem like they would be useful in such conditions.
Hold that thought for one moment, and then let's let.
Yeah.
I was thinking Jeremy, but that's okay.
So one of the things is, because the tribes do not like a lot of infighting, one of the things looked for from a Great Shaman is when conflict breaks out, they have acted as a diplomat of sorts and have worked between the tribes, not even through competition, but through shared values and the good of the tribes to reach a resolution without fighting breaking out.
Okay, yes. So resolution being the big thing here under extremely distressing situations. Born of Thunder in particular had to do what a lot of his own people, his original tribe, is not considered part of the sacred tribe because he chose mercy over vengeance in a situation that pitted him against pretty much his entire group. He sort of learned the error of his ways. He had a very like Thor type transformation where he was arrogant at one point, changed over time, and he was sort of banished by his people, but accepted for his wisdom and mercy and the things that he shew in that direction. And that's part of the process that got him to where he is. But yes, you're not so sure about the specifics for Speaks to the Mountain, but it has to be a big spiritual thing like that.
So I have some thoughts, but if you've already got like a backstory for this dude written out, I won't say what I'm gonna say.
Oh, yeah. In brief, tell me what it is.
So what I was gonna, what I'm thinking is, Born of Thunder is one of the youngest people to ever be granted the role of Great Shaman. He and I have traveled together in our nomadic tribe. We kind of go way back. He is one of the guys that I took down the Frost Titan with.
Okay. He's one of the boys.
If that works for you, he is one of the boys.
Absolutely. Yes. Perfect. Okay.
One of the boys I cracked a cold one with.
The cold
See you, potato.
The cold one.
All right. So are you going to approach Born of Thunder?
If Osen, if you're okay with this, Born of Thunder and I go way back. He is a great and wise warrior, and I think he would be a great addition to our scouting troop if he is able to go with us.
Sorry, I missed part of that. Is there any significant reason why Great Shaman can now go with us?
You don't know if he can yet.
I'm asking you if you're good with me approaching him.
Oh yeah, I just meant like because Morgan said that he was because of he's a Great Shaman. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
all right.
He potentially might not be able to. I'm just saying it would be more difficult.
Gotcha. Yes, he seems like he would be a valuable asset. He looks very strong, and if you have a personal connection with him, even better.
All right.
So you guys approach, and Born of Thunder at this moment is speaking with Runs with the Deer. And as he sees you, he finishes his thoughts there, and he approaches you and clasps your arm in his, and puts his forehead on yours. Something that happens with many tribes in the Titanian region.
I barely have a forehead because of the giant horn coming out of mine.
He's spacebound away. You've done this before. It's on the side. And
I move my horn to the side.
Alright, so my wife in the other room is more and more confused about my character every day.
Good. Keep her guessing.
If anything, I have a 5 head. So he says, "Brother, it's good to see you again. I hear that you had quite an adventure."
Oh yeah, it was crazy, and I just finished my spirit vision where I got to speak with was it Breaks Dragon's Heads? Was that his name? Where I got to speak with my grandfather, Breaks Dragon's Heads. You remember the stories about him?
Of course.
And he has sent me on a great mission, and I am also on another mission with my friends Osen and Luminous here. We have been tasked with scouting, being part of the scouting party for the tribes that are, or the factions that are going inland. And I am here to request, if you are able to join us in that, you would be a great asset to us. I know that you have duties here, and I assume Run with Deer is still standing nearby, correct?
Yeah.
And I am asking your your leave, Great Elder, for Born of Thunder to join us.
Runs with the Deer says, "What you said is heard, but I'm afraid I have to mention that one of the things that we're trying to do here is ensure that these two groups are getting along in the best way that we can. You remember when I told you initially that we needed to make sure we're making good peace with the members of Cryptus, which is why you joined them in the first place. Part of our ongoing effort to do so is because of some of the events that happened prior to us arriving on the island. We're trying to keep a peace and ensure a peace because we've heard that there's some disruptions that some of our people, a sect of our people that are no longer our people, were involved in. And to the outside world, all of Titania can be represented by the sacred tribe, but Cryptus was a victim. The Seekers, in particular, know of this, and we're trying to put a good faith effort forward, and I think it would be wise for us to have all of our spiritual leaders here with us at this point." And Born of the Thunder says, "And I do agree with that, Runs with the Deer, but, Elder, they're asking for me to be involved in something that does directly affect all of us. Is that not true?"
And if I may, Great Elder, Born of Thunder is one of our great shamans. He is an advisor, and my colleague Osint here is an advisor to the
Seekers of
to the
Cryptus.
Seekers of Cryptus as well. I think having them working together, having an advisor from both factions on the scouting team would be a great show of faith for what's being accomplished.
I assist and say it could be quite advantageous and diplomatic to do so.
All right. Yeah. Roll with edge, and you're making a spirit roll, killing.
While this is going on, I'm assuming that Born of Thunder is not going with us, and I'm looking at Kolg and thinking that's who we should go with.
He's huge too. He's like as big as.
He looks massive.
Diplomacy.
Thinking, oh yeah, that dude built different.
I rolled a 6.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
There is wisdom in what you say. Very well. Let me consult with Rises with the Sun. And he's not far behind. There is a dwarf that comes out. They talk for a moment. Rises with the Sun being one of the other elders here. And after hearing the cases, they both agree. Okay, Born of Thunder, you are free to choose to go with them. And Born of Thunder sort of like nudges you at the side and says, "Looking forward to be back in action with you, assuming we find anything."
I mean, thank you, Elder.
All right. So also, kill and gain a point of morale. Okay.
Thank you,
Fuck.
Story.
I was gonna ask. So I can't do it. So it's once a day. So is that gonna be like?
It'll be just several hours at this point. You need a little more time, but you can make this attempt several times a day.
Okay.
In
and
fact,
I have to be there to make an attempt, or do I have it like written out as well?
You can go like, we can say that you've got like a charcoal rubbing or something where you have a piece of the paper as well with you.
I'm gonna put charcoal rubbing.
Yeah. So you have all these letters.
I gave up
can
the
write
map
it out
too,
on
right?
Yes, you did. Yeah. So be rid of
All
that.
right. So
And Clay's head needs to leave your inventory.
I did take the Clay's head out. Charcoal.
Oh man, we don't have
Not
clay
spelled that
anymore.
right. Charcoal. What'd you say? Was it charcoal?
Charcoal rubbing. So it's
Like a etching
of the
tracing.
tablet.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Just-
So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, Luminous, he's excited to go on this venture with everyone, but he's also terrified after seeing the Titan, and
Yeah.
and he's more interested in what's going on with the whatever it's called, the stone tablets.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little distracted.
And you guys also, of course, you remember that you were also told by Casifia that Grammy Grins will not be happy with what you did, and she would avoid you never going to the jungle for the rest of your lives.
Yep, and Luminous is like, this is idiotic, and we're definitely gonna die.
Right.
We
So,
haven't a
as
choice.
And I made a mistake. I really should have gone. I should have looked closer, because there is a one-letter word there, and it is a 50% shot of what it is.
All right.
What am I thinking?
It's all right. So you guys continue on, and as you now have Born of Thunder with you, are you interested in taking anybody else along?
I think we should probably limit it.
Okay.
For your
You
sake.
did.
I'm good anyway.
I do just want to. I look over to the mercenaries. Who's the first person I see?
I rolled for this earlier, but I forgot my things. Let me roll.
I'm just curious if anybody catches my eye.
It's Mike.
You see,
Do not get Mike.
you see a very trollish-like person, but he seems a little bit smaller. He's like human-sized, but he has the skin of a troll and the facial features of a troll. You think this is a half-troll named, and you don't know his name. Actually, you would know because you keep tags on everybody. You know that this is one called Mundor. Would you like to happen to know extra information about this guy based on the fact that we didn't use all of those earlier when we were going over the information you know?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So I'm going to use this opportunity to do a three-way discovery question. So starting with Osint, you tell me first. Mundor. This is the way I'm going to do this. I need you to pick one of several colors. Pick mauve, maroon, orange, beige, or black. Or cyan.
Mauve.
Okay.
I don't know what half those colors are.
Mauve sounds like a red color, but I'm pretty sure it's a
Mauve
greenish
is like
color.
pink. It's pink gray.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's like a gray pink.
See, I was wrong.
Okay. You know that Mundor is somebody that for some reason those details are unknown to you. He's from a place that is not recognized as a nation that is allied to the Council of Nations. There are other nations aside from the ones that all of you are from.
Oh.
He is from a place called Harmonia, which is known to mostly be occupied by humans who are convinced that infernal creatures like demons are just misunderstood and have been using infernal technology to build their entire society. You're not sure why Mundor existed in this place, why he's from there, and why he's doing this now, and why he's a mercenary. Because he's not infernal, he's not human. He might be half human because he's half troll. But that is what you know about him.
Okay.
So it's a curious place for him to have stemmed from. Killen, I'm going to ask you a question now about Mundor. You saw him do something that you found suspicious at one point, just in passing. What was it?
One evening while everyone else was starting to gather around the fires and eat and such, he went and buried something in the sand near the woods.
Okay. Very good. And Luminous, Mundor has a tattoo that you noticed because he was just in the same area as you at one point. What does this tattoo look like, and where on his body is it?
Hang on 1 second.
Oh, you're going to send me a picture?
I am on a random generator tattoo. It is a vulture on his right arm.
Right on. All right.
Would you like a screenshot? Would you like to see what that looks
Is
like?
it an infernal vulture?
We'll just say it looks like a vulture on his right arm.
Can I put this in chat?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I
Let's see if this lets me put the screenshot.
Maybe. I
in
don't
chat.
think it lets us do that, but you can send the link.
yeah,
maybe.
I don't think you can.
All right, let's see if it lets you see what I see.
Oh, screen share on.
I guess I could screen share.
Uh,
Let me just share screen. This one. Share. So it looks like this.
cool.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
All right,
All
now I am. All right, stop share. Here we go.
Right.
That is the tattoo.
So that is what you know about Mundor, Osen. You know all that information that all of them collectively knew as well.
Oh, okay.
Save for the fact that you never had enough interest about the burial to.
But I know what
investigate
happens.
it further. Yep.
Okay. Do we feel comfortable with the four of us? Or shall we grab one more? Keeping in mind that we'll have to share our XP.
Bruh,
I
I think we're dead. Go ahead, Killian.
I was gonna say, I think we have 2 people on the ground, 2 people in the air. We're good to go.
Very
I was
well.
gonna say, bro, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna die regardless.
Always the optimist, Luminous.
Luminous is not very optimistic right now after experiencing it.
Alright, I say that we tread forward then. Let's begin our mission.
I like it's off.
All right. So you guys continue on. You go on ahead, and you are also having the benefit of telling me which way into the jungle do you guys want to be going from here. You have the option of essentially looking at the map and telling me what direction you want to try to travel in. You know that to the north of here, just based on what everybody's heard about what's happened, that there are some kind of weird stag things in the north. But you don't know anything about what's directly northeast of you guys. You know that you could go north west and go by the strange statue, and you probably have time to move a little further than that as well, you think, based on where the storm is. So choose the direction of where you guys want to go.
What's up?
Luminous raises his hand and goes, bruh, I think we just go for it. Left lane, hammered down, straight into a stag territory.
Oh, Sid, do you want to talk to him about this?
The things that we've heard lead me to
I've
think
heard him too,
that
but
we
I mean,
shouldn't do
regardless of
that.
where we go.
And Born of the Thunder says, well, if we already know what to expect, then we know what to look out for. We could,
Bro, I like this guy.
and I highly doubt that a couple of deer, no offense to you, brother, are going to really put up too much of a fight for us. As you said yourself, 2 in the sky, 2 on the ground, and one is speedy and, well, one's got fire on his head. What else do we need?
Storyteller's
Let's do it.
trying to kill you, Luminous. By agreeing with you. If the majority
alright.
if the majority feels this way, then let us carry on.
North then?
Yep, let's go. Let's go through
All
stag territory.
We never found out what was going to be at the third one.
Oh yeah.
That's
So we gotta figure it
true,
out.
but we know what we have to face. That's for sure.
I think that means we're different people. We may have to start over.
I'm gonna be
hoping
really
it was just
mad.
3 sets of people.
So as you guys are traveling, what are you specifically doing?
I am actually, if possible, trying to slightly stick to killing a little bit out of earshot of Luminous and God of Thunder. And I'm just gonna call him
Thunder.
Thor.
Born of Thunder.
Born of Thunder. And as we're walking, I just say to him, Killen, I heard mention when we were convincing Born of Thunder of a possible secondary quest that you're currently on.
Oh yeah, you heard that, didn't you?
You did say it out loud. I just wonder if you wouldn't mind sharing, just for the safety of us all, just reassuring us that we can rely on you to focus on the task ahead.
Oh yeah, for sure. And in fact, I think this is going to work out well for everyone. In speaking to my ancestor about what we experienced in the gardener's realm, and the titanic forces there. My ancestors advised me on how to deal with those things, which I think could definitely come back up at some point, especially as we're headed back into the forest. I am absolutely on board with the mission and the scouting party. I just am also keeping my eye out for a couple of you might call them talismans or something. I've got to just pick up a couple items to help us with our current predicaments.
Is your goal to kill the Titan?
If necessary, I will. But I want to try and remove the evil influences from it.
I admire your sympathy toward the creature.
That's what my grandfather said.
Your grandfather. Oh, I guess I heard that part too. Yeah.
But that's who I spoke to in my vision.
Very good. Well, I appreciate you sharing with me.
While this is going on, I'm humming the song "The Sweet Escape" by Gwen Stefani and Akon. Just specifically this part. Can you hear that?
I can't hear anything. You said this is very important.
Yes, it is.
I'm so off track now. What were we talking about?
How do I make it where you can listen to this? Hang on. I don't know how to make it where you can listen to this.
It's gonna Zoom is gonna cut it out.
Don't get Monk Street.
Yeah, we might get copyrighted if you play that anyway.
Might get copyrighted. Yeah.
Fine. Yeah. Well, it's the. Yeah, so that's the song that is stuck in Luminous's head right now.
Okay.
Cool. Is Gwen so? in this world, Gwen Stefani and Akon are a musical traveling bards.
Yeah, they're bards with a mixture of rap and pop.
Interesting.
So I'm not sure what that
very
genre
unique
would be
to this
I'm
world.
not sure what that. Yes. Luminous is really into music that's like very edgy for this time period.
Alternative. We call it alternative here.
Yep.
It's those Harmonian bards, man. All right. So as you're humming, do you want to be taking some time to actually look at your thing and try to figure out? All right.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Let's go do something helpful.
He hums when he thinks. I want to take a shot at that one-letter word.
Right down here.
Yes.
All right. What do you think it is?
I think it's the word A.
It is A. What else would you like to guess?
Are there any more A's?
There are no more.
Okay.
No more single letter A's in there.
The one that the sixth one that I originally guessed on.
This one?
Yeah. 2. T-O.
It is not 2. All right. So we'll continue.
We're making progress.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
All right.
What about 3 A's? Like, hey!
You all continue on, and Born of the Thunder, looks about, just head on a swivel, but he seems very confident. He tell me what kind of weapon he carries with him, killing.
Lightning bolt.
What?
Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
I said a lightning bolt. Like the lightning bolt.
I thought you said paintball gun.
Paintball gun.
I think
That's even
Lightning
better.
Bolt looks like he can just conjure that whenever.
Yeah.
He has like a claymore. Like,
Okay, nice. Big great sword. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So he's
Brass
got this
knuckles.
here. He just in one hand is flinging it around easily, puts it back. He does have this uncanny level of strength, and you've seen him fight. He was very useful in your fight against the Cold One.
Is there lifting lifting at like a gym in this world?
I mean, it
'Cause
seems like something Luminous would have done at some point.
Luminous would just wondering like how
Well, just-
much.
Like a legitimate thing that people used to do in the real world to train strength was just grab giant boulders and move them from one end of a field to another and go back and forth. So
I think like this entire time when Luminous is watching Born of the Thunder, just Wildus is just wondering, man, how many boulders can that dude move by himself? Like he's built different.
as you guys are walking through this very eerie place, looking for some manner of spot that can be used as a shelter for a large group of people, I would like you all to make some checks, make some mind rolls.
I got a 1.
I got a 3.
I also got a 1.
Right, there's a 1 for Born of the Thunder as well.
Oh boy.
All right,
We're doing fantastic.
We're very
So-
distracted by the humming that Luminous is doing.
About an hour goes by.
It's the part that goes woo woo. Yee-hoo.
About an hour goes by, and you still have nothing that you found. And then you hear some exactly it's saying, but everybody's aware of it, and you can't discern where it's coming from. It's sort of echoing in the stillness.
Would you like us to roll to see if we can perceive it?
If you would like to try that, you can.
All right. Big money.
No, why not?
I got a 1.
Dude.
Bro, you guys hear that? Where is it coming from?
Hey, I also,
I roll a-
as we are. Oh, sorry, I'm talking over you. Didn't you?
Nope, just doing sounds. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, as we are scouting about, I am talking to the land in some way, just kind of getting a feel for what's going on.
Are there any elements around me? Such as like stone, water, fire, or wind.
We are.
Yeah,
in
there are a few
forest.
rocks. There
Can
are
I-
a few boulders.
Can I talk to the boulder?
So you have elemental tongue now. So
Yes.
I'll
You
start
have
with
to
Dylan.
you have to lick the boulder though.
I'll start with
I
Killen.
am the boulder.
Killen,
The
you.
boulder is conflicted.
As you
The
attempt to talk to
boulder
the
is
land,
no longer conflicted.
there's another like blockage. It's like if there is something there that you can talk to, you can barely sense its presence. It's like interacting with a person that's catatonic.
Is that him talking to the boulder or me talking to
That's you attempting to talk to the land.
Okay.
That's the landscape itself. Luminous. You find a boulder that's sort of just in between two trees there. What do you say to it?
Bruh, you're a nice boulder.
That is a nice boulder.
Nice boulder.
It's not just a boulder, it's a rock.
Hurrah!
A rock. Bruh, how are you today?
Girl.
Bruh, did you say I shouldn't be here?
Yes.
Why?
Sounds like that sword ghost thing.
Looking for you.
Oh. What? What is it? I just turn around to everybody and goes, because nobody's seen me talk to a rock yet until this moment. I'm like, Braz. His boulder said that we shouldn't be here and something's looking for us. And when I asked what it was, it said,
What? The boulder talked to you? The ground didn't say anything to me. It felt like it was asleep.
Braz, sounds like a personal issue.
So yeah, Killen, you have the capacity to speak to the landscape. So that's sort of the generalized landscape of the area. Luminous has the capacity to speak to individual elements of the 4 primary elements.
This is such a weird conversation to me.
Do we hear Luminous's side of the conversation?
Yeah, just Luminous's side.
Okay.
So
I mean,
whether he's
let's be
actually
honest.
talking to anything, questionable.
Right,
You never think to do
exactly.
it.
I am, as someone who speaks to the landscape, I am completely unfazed by him flirting with a rock.
I dismiss it as the ravings of a madman.
Yeah, I think Osen thinks that Luminous is kind of missing a screw or two already, so
We
This is
all
nothing new.
think Luminous is a screwer too.
Listen. Listen. I can feel them.
bro, you can feel them. Do I need to hide? Bro, something's coming.
I rolled a 3, and I also have Keen, so if something's trying to hide within 30 feet, just...
Noted.
Okay.
What is?
I'm just...
I'm
my head's
worried
on a
about
swivel.
Luminous is
there.
Luminous is gonna get in a tree while this is happening because he's kind of nervous. that
He's gonna do
the
what?
rocks- He's hiding in a tree.
Okay. Like you're
I
climbing
am
a tree?
looking for
Yeah, I climbed in the
a
tree and I'm hiding.
hill, high place, big rock, something like
Yeah,
that.
you do find a spot that you can climb up on. There's a sort of an elevation that's about 15 feet higher on a ledge that has some other trees. And then you all simultaneously see 2 little white reflective eyes in a shadow up ahead. And you hear a voice echo through the silence. No, not our friends. Where did our friends go? Hey, you 4, do you want to help us? We need to find somebody.
Who are you looking for?
Shark Man, and Man, and
Lava Girl.
Shadow Man.
Lava woman to you.
I yell from the tree, bruh, they dead.
How do you know?
We found their bodies.
Do you want to play a game? You 3 saw it. You could do it. There's 3. Wait, there's 4. No, we just need 3. We could do 4. You want to play a game?
Do we have to?
I like games.
Luminous is saying he doesn't really want to play a game.
So you hid in a tree and you're still talking to them?
I am.
Me and Born of Thunder are just like looking at each other like
I am quite good at games, in fact.
we got this.
Excellent at competitions.
Luminous just wants to observe, doesn't want to be a part of the game. Is that possible?
We need 3. No, 4. All of you. All of you.
Luminous slowly goes down the tree.
That's one
Preston
more
is
to
being
make
part of
up
this.
for the ones that we lost.
Lost.
What's going on
They
with his
died.
voice? He
I'm
didn't talk like that
clutching
last time.
my scythe.
If you win, listen. I have an idea. We've already played 2 games,
Oh, I like
And-
this.
but we have
Yes.
1 left. We have to play the 3rd. We have to. That's part of it. But they've seen them, so maybe it'll. Yeah, that's in the rules. Come with us, and if you win, you get something really good, and you'll be our friends.
What are the rest of the rules?
Well, first you have to come see what it is.
Luminous is behind Killian because he assumes that Killian's going to just start walking like he has in the past.
Well, I'm ready to see what this game is, and if you
Yep.
try anything funny, we will simply kill you. Deal.
I am right with Born of Thunder and just following them.
Okay. These
Not mindlessly, but enthusiastically.
these creatures, these black stags that look like they're made of twisted vines and strange flesh, with slightly exposed rib cages that are sticking out under them, and most notably, wide eyes and a very wide human-like smile on each of them. 3 of them lead you further into the darkness.
I whispered to Osin and be like, I think that smiling panther got to him. Whatever it was.
They
Oh shoot, I forgot all about the
A
panther.
definite possibility.
They lead you to an area that has a clearing. It's still enshrouded in the fog of this place, so it's dark out here. There's a clearing, and there are 13 stumps in a circle. These are seats for those of us who can sit. All you have to do is stand near one, like us. Look. And these 3 go stand at just any random one of these things. And then the first
They're
one
right
says,
next to each other, or are they like
No,
separate?
they're in separate spots.
Yeah, don't like that.
We're playing truth or dare.
I love this game.
At this point, I'm like standing next to Osin because I am not thrilled about playing Truth or Dare.
All right. So, do you all go around to these spots and either sit or stand near these stumps?
Yes.
Very
Yes.
cautiously, yes.
Yep.
All right. And so, Born of Thunder, the 2 Titanians are very enthusiastic because games are in their blood. They love competition. And so, everybody, are you guys staying near each other, or how are you? You want to sort of be in the same 4 near each other?
I think that's smart.
How are
to do.
they? How are they lined up?
Let me.
And how many seats are there?
There's 13.
Okay.
They are just scattered in like basically as far apart as they can be from one another. So they're sort of in a triangular fashion.
I'm gonna split the difference between 2 of them.
Okay, right in between. Okay.
Yeah. Luminous just follows Osin because he doesn't know what to do.
Okay.
And he trusts Osin more than anyone else at the moment,
Right.
even though
And
Osin doesn't like him.
Born of Silver sort of stays near Killen, so you've got sort of 2 groupings of you guys in between. So they say, since we're the hosts, all you have to do is answer truth or dare first. You go first. then you ask the same of us, and whatever it is, we see how it goes. Is everybody ready? We look around. I'm going to choose who goes first here. Okay, yeah, one of them. Yeah, okay. So one of them looks directly at. Let's see. Luminous.
Oh, thank goodness I didn't go first.
Hey, you. Truth
Me?
or dare?
Me?
Yeah, truth or dare.
Bruh, let's go with truth.
Which would you rather lose, an eye or a tongue?
Oh no.
Tongue.
That's messed up, Harris.
That's an eye.
Okay. Are you any good at withstanding pain?
No.
So this one, just back behind its stump, sort of seems to grab something in its teeth, and it approaches you. And it has something in its mouth, inside of its mouth. You don't know what it is. It comes up near you, and it says,
Yeah, I start backing up.
it says, wait, you don't want to do that.
I picked truth, not dare, though.
This isn't a dare. We're seeing if you're truthful.
Oh.
And if you don't stay, you feed the forest.
Oh, this sucks.
You might not lose your eye. You just have to be very good at... Oh, you'll see. It opens its mouth, and this spider-like thing crawls down out of it, but it has its two front prongs on its face are like incisors. And it crawls up to the stump like it's waiting for you to... You step back like a foot, and it just waits there, and its little incisors do... All you have
Have
to
a good
do
night, potato.
is be as still as possible. But you have to be touching the stump.
I guess I go and sit on the stump.
This thing, as you sit there, skitters up, and it goes across your face. And I need you to make a spirit roll to stay as still as you possibly can.
I am going to use one of my skill points.
Okay.
I got a 5.
Okay. You remain as still as possible. It creeps up a little bit closer until you can basically feel the hairs on its face almost touching the sclera of your eyeball. And I need you to make another spirit roll. You do have a point of morale too if you need to use it.
Got another 5.
Okay. It crawls across to the other eye. And it's over your face. And you're starting to get very nervous. Make one more spirit roll.
I'm going to use another skill point. Oops. I got a 4.
Would you like to use your morale point to make that a 5?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Mark one of your morale points down. This thing jumps down off of the off of your face down to the ledge and then scutters off into the forest. You manage to not lose an eye. You did it. Okay. So it says, now it's your turn. Go ahead and ask one of us or one of your people.
I look at one of them. It doesn't matter which one. And I say truth or dare.
Truth.
I was really hoping you'd say dare.
You realize that this might be an opportunity to learn something that you don't know. These things have obviously been here for a while.
Yeah, I don't know what to ask it. Can we act like we're not in the game for seconds? I can get some advice.
Yeah, go ahead.
Guys, I need help.
I mean, you had the idea that maybe the panther thing was like part of this.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get some insight on like where they came from or who their master is, who they serve, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Back in the game. I look at them and go, can you tell me your entire existence from when you began all the way to this point?
Everything.
Well, that's thorough.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah. So.
And if you don't tell me everything, you die.
You can't make up rules. Okay.
And then what happens if you don't tell me the truth? I was about to lose my eye, so why wouldn't you die if you don't
That's a
tell me the
good
truth?
point.
He didn't say you'd die. He said the forest would eat you.
What's the difference?
We're made for the forest. You're not.
Well, you're still gonna die if you don't tell me the truth.
I'll tell you. I was born from a soul seed. And I grew up big and strong. And now I play games. Because... Oh, before that, I was taken to the panther, and I was given my smile, and now I wander the forest and I play games. And then I met some adventurers, and that was all within the past 2 weeks, because that's about how old I am. And he goes into the experience and recounts what your first characters experienced through these things. And then you see that something sort of clicks in its mind and it says, you said from the beginning of everything, and I don't remember everything. From before I was a seed. And you see that the ground under it kind of shifts, and a bunch of tendrils wrap around this thing, tear it into 3 pieces, and then absorb it into the ground. Because technically it could not do what the truth that you were requiring of it.
Well, that works out for us, I think.
Okay. So one of the other...
Sorry, guys.
The other two...
Hard on you.
The other 2 giggle. And then one of them looks at one of you Let's see. Killing.
Let's go, killing. Let's go.
Of all of your companions here, who would you rather survive a drowning?
You didn't ask
You
truth or
didn't
dare.
ask me truth or dare.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
He gets swallowed up by the earth immediately.
Well,
He
I'm gonna
broke
erase
the
that
rules.
question now. Hold on.
He
Yeah, I
broke the
did.
rules.
Okay,
You broke
truth
the
or,
rules.
Truth or dare?
Dare.
Okay. Well, getting rid of one question. Let's go to this one. I'm glad that I had several prepared because I was going to mess that up eventually. All right.
So it doesn't count as them breaking the rules if they forgot to ask truth or dare?
No,
No,
because
that
that didn't happen.
Morgan breaking the rules.
That counts as me forgetting. I dare you to tap on the mirror in the woods. It's not far. It's that way.
Okay.
All right. So he sort of tells you which way. There's a path ahead. And as you go that way, you find that about 80 feet into the woods, with slight curvatures in the path so you can't see everybody behind you, you find that there is a mirror that is just sort of leaning up against one of these trees. It's got vines sort of covering and clinging to it, and just looks like a mirror that might have fallen off of a ship or something. But it's a tall standing mirror, about 4 feet tall, about 1.5 feet wide. And he dared you to tap on it.
As I'm heading that way, I am engaging my aspect of hide and shell.
Okay.
Which increases my defense by 1.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yeah. I stop about 4 feet from it. And I reach forward with my war scythe and tap it with the tip of the scythe.
Okay. You do that. And nothing happens.
Easy.
Okay. So you return back. Easy peasy. And real quick, make a mind roll. Good. All right. You return back to the group.
What would have happened if you didn't get a good roll there?
He's not gonna tell us
tell
that.
I'm gonna tell you.
That's it.
That is privileged information.
Now it's your turn. Truth or dare?
Aren't you supposed to ask Sam truth or dare?
Oh yeah, I'm thinking. Hang on.
Yeah, that was what I meant for him to ask.
Truth or dare?
Dare.
Race me.
Ooh.
Okay. Where? Around here? Laps around the trees?
Remind me of the
You're in a big enclosed
layout of
space.
this.
It's got quite a. It would make a good track. You would think there's these, this layout's maybe this big enclosure is probably 60 by 60 feet, but going around in a circle around all of these perfectly circular tree stumps. If you did several laps, you think you could have the means of a good race that way. Alternatively, if there is some space further out in the woods that you are unfamiliar with, you'd have to concede that. Then you could try to race back and forth, but you're the one that's setting the nature of this stair.
Yeah. Yeah, so wherever just some mound out or landmark. However far away.
Okay.
And back.
You find a way to agree on a certain, but in fact, using the one that you know about, if you want to just do it without actually touching it, is you could race back and forth to the mirror, because that is a...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because you know that path already. Alright. So, what I'll have you do is first share with me what your speed is.
With my anklets, it's 60.
60 feet in a turn. Okay. Meaning that if you used all of your speed, you could, in the fact that you have light armor, you could do 120 plus 50, plus 30 at that point. So you can go basically 150 feet in a single turn. Okay, very good. You
know, math is not my skill, so I'm gonna let you be right.
Mine's not either. You definitely have more speed than this thing. So what I'll have you do is just give me a series of 3 body checks with edge.
Body checks with edge. Ooh. First one's a 3.
Okay. Do 2 more.
One of them's on the floor, but one of them's a 6. Oh, they're both 6.
Okay. Nice. And what's the third one?
And another 6.
Okay. Yeah, you run. You set the course. Somebody, one of the other ones says start. You guys run off. And these things are clearly not prepared for you to be as fast as you are.
Hey, Britt, thanks for stopping by.
Ahead of this thing, go around the edge of the mirror. As you're passing by the mirror, make a mind check.
I'm going to use a spirit point for that.
Okay.
5.
Okay, noted. You return back, and you beat this thing with no difficulty whatsoever. It is well behind you by the time you get back. It is basically at the mirror when you return. And it gets back, and as it steps back over to you, tendrils from the ground reach up over it, tear it apart, and there is one of these deer are left.
I fist bump Born of Thunder as I return to my seat.
Very good. As you awkwardly sit like a like a dog trying to sit on the edge of a couch. Okay. So that last one giggles and looks around. He says, Well, there's only one of me left, so I can only ask one of you. You, Lantiki. He looks at you, Osint. Truth or dare?
Dare.
Go break the mirror.
Okay.
Use a ranged attack.
Yeah. So I go to where I saw Killen go, and I stop.
Go and make a mind check. Okay.
And I stop like 15 feet from the mirror. And I whip my tail around and I make a ranged quill throw at the mirror as hard as I can.
The quill goes right in the center and shatters the entire thing. That's it.
And I slowly back away a little bit, still looking that way, and then I'll turn around and go back to the clearing.
You go back. He says, "Very good. You did it. Okay, it's your turn."
I look at Quillen. Is he good?
Looks like killing.
All right.
I give you like a whoop.
I say, whoop. Truth or dare?
Truth.
What are we thinking, players?
Where is Granny Grim?
You think they'll know? Guess
Saw
we'll
Morgan
find out.
shake his head. I saw Morgan nodding his head, so I think
I thought that was
He
a
liked
clever
it.
one.
Yeah, he liked it. All right. I feel like I need to structure this question very carefully.
Or he'll just say, in the woods.
Yeah. Where precisely could we make contact with the one they call Granny Grim?
It was the mirror.
That was the portal to Granny Grim. The mirror was our only way off the island, by the way.
Probably.
If you're in the Merry Woods, it can be anywhere that you are.
Follow it up.
It eagerly waits, and you see it
I do not
as it's
believe.
waiting for you.
I do not believe you tell me the whole truth.
You didn't ask for the whole truth.
But he said precisely.
I did.
And so did I. You are precisely in the space where you can contact Granny Grim. Anywhere
I think
that
if you
are in
didn't
the
tell
Merry
the truth, the ground would have grabbed him by now.
Yes.
I don't suppose I have any follow-up questions left.
That's too
Well,
bad.
hey, you followed up Luminous when you asked him if he'd rather lose an eye and if he was good at withholding pain. So I think we should be able to follow this question.
Killen makes a good point.
Fair's fair.
Before he even has time to think about it, I go ahead and ask him.
You're gonna be quick. You gotta be quick.
Yeah, I know, before Morgan thinks of something.
Too late on that.
Yeah, I know. He's got it.
Fine. I'll concede the point. One question
You say that she can be found or contacted anywhere in the woods. How can we contact her before she contacts us?
Ooh. It draws a pattern in the ground that looks to you to be the shape of like a spade on a playing card. And it says 13 bodies of people who you know very well, arranged in this order.
Thank you for the information.
The game is complete. And now we're all friends. And now you get what we promised. We gave them our promise, our friends before, but they died. But you found them. So now you're the players. So I guess it's only fair. So it says, game ended. And out of the ground, the body parts that were absorbed of those other stags seem to be brought up out of the ground, out of the soil, break out of the soil, sort of formed differently. And there's a third one as well. And one of the Silver Walls is saying, "That was a shame I didn't even get to play this one. We ran out of deer." And there are 3 items made out of these deer parts that each of you will be able to take a look at and decide how you would like to split them among yourselves. So I'm going to put these in the main. Where did it go? There, yeah, the
Items reference sheet.
Yeah, put it right at the bottom under the. Second, let me see if this will work. Can't sync my changes for some reason. Let me revert that. Let me try this one more time. Oh, it was because people were climbing in there. Okay, there we go. At the very bottom, they should appear any moment now.
I definitely want the stag bow.
Okay.
That makes
I'll let you
sense
guys
for your
decide.
character.
Any objections? All
It's a
right.
cool item.
So the bow, we'll copy that over for Harris's inventory. There we go. Revert that.
Thank you.
We're friends now.
A stag bow and rose armor.
Yeah, you've got some good stuff.
An ivy ring. Anklets. I forgot about the ring.
This is the best creepy island ever.
I know, right?
I will say that the stag cloak would make sense for my character, but if you want it luminous.
I already have the ability to teleport.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take the cloak then.
Right. So that and over into this one. cool.
So when it says that I can swallow a character, it's just in my shield.
Yes.
Huh?
Let's be very specific about that.
All right.
That's pretty dope.
And it has to roll a 5 or 6 to succeed.
Yeah.
That's
And
lit.
it
As luminous.
and on a 6, they take 1 damage every turn until they escape or die.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sheesh.
Sheesh.
That's how it feels right now.
Well, this was not the kind of competition that I thought we were going to walk into. Very strange, if I might say so. But I'm glad that we won. Not that that's always important to me.
Yeah,
But it is.
It is.
I suppose we should continue now, assuming there's no more surprises.
Do we get the sense that this territory is now safe from, like, if we're friends with the stags, are we able to pass through here untouched?
Simply from the fact that you've been granted rewards of this nature, you think that it is sort of a genuine appeal of friendship in some way. You don't know how these demented creatures work exactly, so you still probably have your suspicions, but you could certainly ask this thing. There's the one that's still left there, just sort of watching you all.
I turn to it and I say, as of friends, please tell us
Yes.
one more truth.
Oh, the game is ended. But I am a friend now.
Are we welcome here in this space?
I don't rule this space. You're welcome by me.
And all others like you?
Like me? Yes. Until you're not. It's not always going to be my choice.
Fair enough.
You're friends with me as I am.
Okay.
You're afraid. You're afraid of Granny.
We're afraid of what we might not know of Granny.
You should be afraid of Granny. So you'd like that. That might be useful to you.
Interesting. We should be on our way.
Yes. Maybe someday we'll play again.
Perhaps.
Or you could bring us someone else to play with. As a friend. Friends do things for each other.
I know a shark named Mike.
I'll play with
Just
it. I
sacrificing
liked the
people.
sharks that we played with before.
Oh, this guy Mike. He's I hope you beat him.
I heard the other shark that played with you was much cooler than Mike.
He did kill one of my brothers in a really cool way.
All right, time to take our leave. Unless anyone has
I
anyone
asked
else.
him, before
Good
we
luck.
leave, I asked the deer, where's the Slitherwood tree?
Oh, with the viperlings. That's... Do you have a map?
Yeah, do we? Or did we give it to the...
You do have, like, other maps, you just don't have that
Oh.
main one.
It's a good map.
Made a copy, Xerox before we left the.
Yeah.
Beach.
In Owlbear
Charcoal
Rodeo.
Yeah.
In Owlbear Rodeo, I will reveal spot.
Cool.
Oh.
And it says, it's a sliderwood tree. It's in there. The vipers. Things. Viper wouldn't like it if I talked too much about him.
Does Viper smile like you?
No. It's very ugly. Doesn't like to have fun.
Who else
But
have
he-
we heard talk about Viper before? I know Bell had a little snake minion, but didn't. Was
The
it the
journal
keeper
entry,
or-
the journal entry that you found for the gardener said something about
Ah,
trading
that's
away some kind of dagger to one of Viper's boys.
That's right. He took Bell's dagger and gave it to one of Viper's.
Which apparently Viper's boys did not have a problem touching the dagger.
Oh.
What was
Oh,
your
yeah.
dagger? What was the dagger again?
It was a cold
native,
iron dagger,
yeah.
but you guys don't necessarily know that.
Yeah.
So it's like a thing that kills Fae more than
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So they're not Fae, but we don't know that. Got it. Unless we can roll to see if we knew what not Killian, but Bell's blade was made out of.
Nope, you would have no idea. No
Can I
way
roll?
to know.
What if I roll with 3 penalty?
That all happened.
Three.
I
after
mean,
we
no
left
matter
camp,
what you roll,
so-
you could roll 6 sixes and it would not give you the information that you can't know.
How do you know? We were on the island with
Because I'm
them.
the
Because
ST.
all of that happened after we left the camps and we're headed to the keeper, right? So that wouldn't have even been reported before we died.
Yeah, it's just stuff that people could have gathered together from what the Witchblades would have been willing to share in some cases that led to some information being found, and they're not always the most forthcoming
Gotcha.
because they witnessed some of the stuff that enough to be able to say, yeah, our person died out there.
Oh, true. I forgot. I keep forgetting they could see him.
All right. Well, someday if we see each other again, I'll ask you to do the friendly thing and bring me some more players, unless you want to do it yourselves. Bye bye now. And
I whisper to Osint, I don't want to do that again.
it goes back and melds into the shadows and
Later.
Bro, that's enough games for me for a lifetime. With those things.
Man, I love a good game. It's like
Yeah,
a party.
Chris, bro, how did my truth end up more dangerous than your dare?
I feel we may have done some unknowable damage with that mirror.
what do you reckon that it might be?
Who leaves a mirror in the woods, anyways?
Precisely. Doesn't seem insignificant at all. Why did they want it destroyed?
I wonder if the keeper would know.
I'm very interested to meet this keeper.
Don't we have a sigil we can carve in a tree and meet him?
If you happen
Yeah,
to
we have
find
to-
a confluence of ley lines, which you would have to find some way of doing that. Or if
Can
you happen
I-
to just find his sigil somewhere.
Can I...
Hey, Grand Shaman, where are the ley lines around here?
Right? Can I go, while he's talking to him, I'd like to go back and just grab a very small piece of the mirror that we broke.
You go back and you find just a very small shattered part of the mirror.
Yeah, I'll just
Can
put
I
it...
walk with him and observe the mirror to see if I can learn anything about it?
Okay. Yeah. You all want to go together?
Sure. Do I need the roll?
All right.
Yeah, I just say, perhaps we bring a piece of this to the keeper, or anyone who we may encounter that may know more about this. It just seems significant in some way.
You can go ahead and roll Lumina.
About a 3. Looks like a mirror to me.
Yeah, just looks like a mirror that.
What are we rolling?
He was just rolling to see if he could determine anything about the mirror.
Oh.
Kill and roll with penalty.
I would like to roll too with knowledge of artifacts and things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you roll normally.
2.
A 2? Okay.
It's a mirror.
I got a 5.
You don't really learn anything new. It is strange. The whole circumstance around it is suspicious to you.
Does anyone else find it interesting that the way we call Granny Grim is a sigil and the way we call the Keeper is a sigil? I think everyone important here might have their own sigil.
Did the Lady of Thorns, did she not also have a sigil?
I don't remember much after she kissed me and drank my blood from my lips.
Yes, it was very distracting.
Yeah, it's because you're in love with her now. Ooh.
So with my with my 5, I don't divine anything either. Okay. Just double checking.
If he would have gotten a 6, would he gotten anything?
Maybe.
That's a no.
Morgan does not answer questions.
No further questions, Your Honor.
6s are usually really good.
Yeah, that's a safe assumption.
All right. Well, are you continuing on your scouting mission?
Yes. I ask Killen what the branch or the tree that he's looking for. What is the significance of this?
I just need a stick from it for my grandfather.
Very well. Would you like to head in that direction?
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. If everyone else is okay with it.
Keeping in mind that we are looking for somewhere safe, and that we were warned of Viper, doesn't sound very friendly.
I don't think there's anything friendly anywhere in these woods, so...
That is what we are here to determine.
Hey Morgan, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
So the thing that I am trying to figure out, so I'm just taking shots in the dark for a little while and just trying to figure out where it's right.
Yeah, so actually this is a good opportunity for you to try again.
And I'll be right back.
Because I was looking like this is an 11 letter word, and I'm like, what could that possibly be? So probably not that one right now. One, 2. How many is that? 4 letters for the word between,
Right
or
here.
5?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me do something that might help you a little bit. I didn't realize that it might not be showing up for you like it does for me.
Yeah, it's just white spaces.
How about now?
Yeah, that's better.
There we go.
Is the word before A 2?
No.
Worth a shot.
Yep. Alright. So
How's
good
it going?
restroom break, so I'm going to do a quick restroom break.
Sounds good. This is gonna take forever to decide.
Until you start getting momentum. Be right back.
Yeah. I'm hoping one of those 2-letter words is a 2, so it just fills out several of them. It's blank, but blank, between blank, but blank, 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 blank.
The first word's gotta be the, right?
Yeah. The something between blank 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 blank. Bunch of blanks. A blank blank.
The tall statue between the
I think there's enough. The second one's 3 letters as well.
Did you get a word?
I already got it wrong, so
Dang.
now I'm just hypothesizing what he's using. Trying to get all these 2-letter words in. None of them are 2 yet. One of them has to be 2.
and you're guessing specific words. You're not just like
yeah,
are there those around there, right?
no, he said I have to pick an exact location
Yeah.
and pick a word. And he says if I get the word right and it's somewhere else in the in it, then I will get it.
As an
So if you get it right,
Us
it's reoccurring.
is
People will give it to you. Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely go with the next time.
yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
look at that really long one.
Yeah, it's 11, right?
Start Googling 11-letter words.
That's what I was thinking.
I already have it on a browser.
Okay. And I forgot, Kyle, actually one of the things we're doing here, since this is the third one, is you get to choose one of these words to reveal every once in a while as well. So go ahead.
Yeah, I want the 11. I want the 11-letter word revealed.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one right here.
Yeah. Everlasting.
Okay. So because I had forgotten to do that before, I'm going to give you another chance to guess at one of these letters.
I'm gonna go with Is the first word the?
No. All right.
I'm sorry, bro. That's on me.
It's all good. I mean, I felt it too, and I was like, you know what? You're probably right.
All right. So as we continue,
I mean,
sorry, I got distracted because I really wanted to know what Morgan was Googling in the background there.
Oh, she's turning on the sound machine.
Yeah. Okay.
You want me to shut the door, babe?
I just was gonna laugh if it was something that would have been funny in some way. Anyway.
Oh, thanks for that.
Continue. You guys continue through the forest, the jungle, and go ahead and make another mind check to see if you guys are determining there's any safe kind of space.
I got a 5.
Okay.
4.
6.
Okay. Okay. And all right, yeah, with those collective rolls, you guys do manage to find a cave entrance that is kind of slender, not too slender. You could fit inside. It's about 5 feet wide, but beyond, inside the depths of it, it does open up quite a bit, and it looks like it has sort of a complex cavern system beyond it. However, the thing that's notable about the cave entrance is if you needed to add a door with some of the salvaged supplies that you guys brought along, you think that you could use that to defend against knock-knocks by being able to build something to do that if your group is here. Would you like to explore this cave a little further or keep going?
Perhaps it would be wise. Sorry, go ahead.
Are we still in the stag territory?
Yes, you're kind of in the between-ish area of the stag and the northeast place.
Gotcha. I mean, we know how to deal with the stags if something were to come up, and currently we're on good terms with the one that we know. So maybe this is the safest place for the people that we might find immediately. We could explore the cave a little more and make sure it's clean.
Perhaps we could also determine if this is a safe place for us to make camp for the night.
Well, regardless, we're going to have to find something, and sooner than later, so we can return to the group and tell them we have found something. I think we should explore inside. I don't mind going in first.
Such a Sigma thing to say.
Please lead the way.
He goes in. Is anybody following behind?
Yeah, I'm right behind him.
All right.
Yes.
You find that it does open up into quite a large system. There are places where it goes far beyond where you're willing to travel immediately. It essentially has other smaller openings further in that just go beyond this space. And Born of the Thunder sort of has lightning crackling off of his... he sort of summons lightning in his wings to crackle so that he can light up the area, so you guys can light a little bit of light as well with his natural abilities. And so you do think that this would be a pretty decent spot to get everybody together, at least if you could fortify that outward wall, make sure there's a kind of door entrance that you can get in and close, and then go further in and maybe add some just, stack some of your stuff in the way of the two other immediate entrances you see that go further into the cavern. You think this is a pretty solid spot. And then there's the potential, if you wanted to try to go further into the cavern after everybody's here, or explore that some other time, that also might be a possibility.
Let's explore it now.
What would you like to do?
Explore it now.
Well, some of us are going to have to at least go back and get the group.
If anybody has ideas for doors or at least some kind of shelter, I think this would work. And I touch the ground using my ivy ring and just cause a wall of ivy to grow up over one of the holes.
Perfect. You touch natural ground, and out of it almost seems to spring up magically. It's not really coming out of the ground, but it's sort of these tiny little spots kind of glow at ground level on the stone and go up a little ways, and then finally cover this whole entrance to one of these. And this does seem like it would be an effective cover of ivy wall that's very thinly entwined with itself.
I look at the one is the heat. Killian, did you do the one that a different one, or the one we just walked through?
Just one of the holes that are branching off.
Okay. I want to use the sanctuary staff.
Okay.
On the main entrance.
Okay.
Because it says while you are within natural landscape, you may perform a 10-minute ritual to create a magical sanctuary that blends into your surroundings. It occupies a 30 by 30 foot space and is well hidden from anyone outside of it. You can hear what's happening within a 30-foot radius outside of the sanctuary, but no character outside the sanctuary can hear what is happening within. And then any character within the sanctuary can gain the benefit of the sleep in only half the usual time.
Okay. Yeah, so any character sleeping within the sanctuary area can basically take 4 hours to sleep instead of 8 hours to sleep and get all the benefits. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you use this, you put the staff down, crunch it into the ground there, and this whole area kind of blends in. It looks like it did, but there's this sort of illusory appearance that the cave entrance itself is no entrance at all, that it's just rock. and you can see through it. You guys are aware of it, so you can kind of see it like it's a projection. But if you go outside of it, it just looks like rock. You can still walk through it, but there's this illusion causing the sanctuary. Very good. Okay.
It's like Hermione's spell in the Harry Potter series when they're hiding in the woods.
And did you say is there one more entrance?
So the other entrance is within the caves, and it doesn't lead out to the jungle. It just leads further into the caves, like the one that Killen covered.
Okay, because I was wondering. So, like, will the knock? I don't know if you're going to tell us this or not. Will the knock-knocks be able to see the illusion? Be able to walk right through?
You'll have to find out.
I didn't make ivy grow over any of the holes. I was just showing you what I could do.
I have the ability.
If we do get our group here, we have plenty of extra supplies to either build a door, or clearly, these things couldn't walk through tent doors. So perhaps we could just put a canvas door up.
I have the ability to build a 30 by 30 foot wall of earth that could also block it.
That would also be very useful, I think.
That sounds pretty sturdy.
Either that, or I'm sure someone at camp has the ability, the knowledge, and the preparation necessary to build any sort of door.
Well, fine. If y'all didn't like the ivy door, you could just said so.
I loved the ivy, brother.
Can you control the ivy with the ring after you've created it?
That's a great question.
Because if we can't get out of the cave...
Well, you can cause the ivy to disappear.
Okay.
I mean, worst case scenario, cut it.
Well, it seems like we already have everything we need to make this secure, but we can only make it more secure with the rest of our allies. Shall we go to them? Bring them back?
Yes, I believe this is as good a spot as any. It's the best we've found so far, for sure.
It's actually quite spacious, and it would protect us from rain. Look at the slope on the outside. It wouldn't come in. At the angle, we're a little bit higher than the ground floor level.
Let's go tell them we found a good place.
All right. You guys do, without having to go into all the details of it, you go back to the space where all of you were initially at. Your encampment of people has traveled a bit. You find them, you bring them back to this area, and as you go in, it does seem like the wisest choice would be for you, Luminous. It is recommended by Sharam that you do the thing you said with the stone, the thing that you made, so you cover up that particular one. Some of the others is there. Everybody's gathering in. You've got the two factions all together. Some others they're keeping the illusory door there with the sanctuary staff, but just in case, also building a door within it that is also hidden. So from the outside, it just looks like rock. You walk in, then there's a door. But all of you are together. Things are going well, actually. This is one of the first moments where you felt a bit more secure, having an enclosed space that you've cut out all the entrances to. So as things are settling down, Luminous will give you one more opportunity to just guess at one of the words.
It's the word before everlasting is.
No. All right. Mahir says,
"Oh, look. I've been working on this, and this is what I've determined."
and I want you to just choose one word that he was able to determine, and go ahead and reveal it.
Let's go with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letter word. In the 1, 2, 3, 4th. Yeah, that one.
Okay. Oh, good. This is one. It has 2.
Huge for the program. Children.
And
Okay, the one between Between and children has to be the.
Yeah, you get to guess at this point.
Is that word the between children?
Yay!
Is there any other those?
Yay!
Second.
We were so close.
The next one I was going to tell you to try was the second one. The first one's going to be and the.
I am very excited that I found all this all by myself.
Bro, you know you're lying.
That is. Yep. That should be.
I knew there was gonna. I knew there was gonna be a lot of those in there.
All right, so you get to guess because you got that right. Now, help me continue to work on this. I don't know what you were doing out here wasting your time. This is clearly the most important thing. Can I tell you that the spot that I found this in seemed to have been impacted as if this thing had just fallen from a great height?
Cloud is one of the words for sure.
Yeah.
You gotta tell me what specific word.
Those two words are the same, so what is those words? That's the
I think
question.
of is between children and the.
And then it's corn after that.
Yep.
Children of the corn.
It is 4 letters.
Is that one of?
Let me see where the other ubs are.
I mean, surely the one between children of.
Now, children of the corn, and the everlasting corn.
All right, you get to guess again because you're on a roll. Oh, that's correct. Good eye, my boy. Yes, very good. I could have found that out myself, of course, but I've been marching all day. You have no idea how difficult today has been for me. A bug flew in my eye.
Is the 5-letter word in the third row cloud?
No. All right. But well done. You got quite a bit there. So, you guys, it's about evening time at this point, so everybody's sort of feeling the effects of the wear and tear of the day. Is there anything you all would like to do as you settle?
So we have the 2 outer doors blocked.
So the one outer door, there's only one outer door, you have it blocked, and then the 2 inner doors leading further into the cavern. One is blocked by ivy, one is blocked by your stone.
Okay, just wanted to make sure because I was really worried about those inner ones.
Yeah.
And then we have a door with a sanctuary also outside of it. Okay.
Yep. And people will continue to be on guard duty throughout the time.
Good thing we have the sanctuary. Everybody gets only needs 4 hours of sleep now.
Well, everybody within the immediate 30-30 area of that will get that. So if you guys want to sleep near the door, that will help for at least those people. Or you could have shared that information so whoever is on guard duty gets those benefits, and that would work out well too.
I am looking around for Wart Knuckle.
Okay, yeah. So some of the mercenaries are here. You've got Mundo, Wart Knuckle, and there is one more mercenary among your group, and I will say that one is.
Be my guy.
It's gonna be Roke, the orc, the male orc. Okay.
Whatever happened to Otago? Is he just chilling on?
he is with you guys as well. He is with the.
He's been here the whole time.
Yeah, he's traveling with the with your group.
I make eye contact with
so he's in the other one.
Wart Knuckle and beckon her over.
Oh, hey, yeah. You got some more work for me?
Just checking in at this time. You've traveled all day with almost every faction. Surely you have a little bit of information.
Well, I've traveled all day with these two factions, but yeah, I've got a little bit of stuff I could tell you about. And then she sort of whispers as you go into a more secluded part. It's very difficult to get much privacy here, but people seem to understand that some of the more important people, as you are one of them, should have a bit of time to talk to others and maybe a bit more privacy. She says, yeah, I did find out something. Just people know things. The way that the Witchblades were able to travel at night in the midst of the Knock Knock raid is because they found some way to infect themselves with a temporary and altered form of grinning sickness. And apparently that made the Knock Knocks ignore them. But I've also heard that one of the things that did go wrong with that is they did lose one person as a result, because he didn't have the mind to resist some of the other effects of grinning sickness.
Do you know by what magic they were doing this?
I think it had something to do with their sorceress. Oh, and yeah, the other thing that happens is they have extreme urges of violence while they're under this.
Checks out.
Yeah. Yes, that's aligns perfectly with the Knock Knocks.
But yeah, kind of wild.
We have seen some wild things as well. And I kind of fill her in on what happened.
Well, good to know. Glad you got some allies out of this for, I guess, the time being. That could be useful.
What kind of creature is Gibjalo again?
A sludge folk.
Okay. I just, out of habit, when I tell Gibjalo what's happening, talk about the mirror as well, and I kind of show the little piece of the mirror that we have, just out of curiosity if he has ever seen anything or knows anything about it.
I'm afraid I've got no idea about that. Just looks like a piece of mirror to me. But what you said does sound suspicious. Or maybe they thought you were going to break it with your hands or something, and you didn't, so...
Yes,
maybe it really is all okay.
Quite ordinary. Just something about about the whole situation that happens doesn't seem very ordinary at all.
Well, you've never liked not knowing the answers to things.
This is true. All right,
Yep.
Continue gathering information as you can, but don't overexert yourself. Sure, there's much more to do, many more places to go, until we find out what's going on here.
Now, don't worry about me. I've got a gig in a little bit, so...
I love your music. I cannot wait to hear.
All right. So,
and I say, rock on.
She goes on. Is anyone else doing anything else in particular here at the end of the night before going to bed?
I'm just thinking.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Kyle.
I was going to say my character's just thinking about the puzzle the entire time.
All right.
After I talk to Wart Knuckle, I just go back into my meditative state, and I'm continuing to kind of try to reach out. And that's it.
You continue to get no response.
So we're just kind of sitting in this cave with all of the people of these two.
Yeah, just a lot of people
factions,
sort of
right?
blended together.
So me and
yeah.
Born of Thunder are talking around a fire with just various people and regaling them of stories of, various feats and fights and not.
Mostly.
Yeah, just kind of goofing off in general.
Okay. Every once in a while, as you're doing this and having people enjoy the company in your stories, Born of Thunder sort of looks at you and says, "Oh, that's not how I remember that quite the same way, at least," and sort of makes some corrections, which is kind of unusual. You're not used to remembering things so differently. But you notice this is a pattern that goes on a few times. Kind of gets a little annoying. But at the end of the night, you all go to sleep. And Killen, make a body roll.
It's not what I was expecting you to say. All right. That would be a 2.
In your dream, if this is a dream,
It's true.
your hand is pounding on the surface of something. You're trying desperately to break through. You're not sure exactly what's going on. Your head is foggy. You just do not feel safe at all. Back at the cave, everybody's asleep. All of you are all asleep. And Killen, you get up, you roll your shoulders, you crack your knuckles, you look around at yourself, observe your hands, feel your antlers, and say, huh. Like you're experiencing this for the first time. You've never been in a body like this one before.
I don't want to be possessed by the mirror.
Back to the dream that is simultaneously happening while this thing is in the cave. Make another body roll.
You're in the sunken place.
I'm going to use a body skill point for this.
Okay.
Don't forget about your morale.
5.
5. Okay.
Killen is not a very smart person, so most of his skill points are in body. So
You hit this wall again, and your knuckles are bloodied. You are in just darkness, except for this one wall ahead of you that's just slightly reflective. As you touch it, you're trying to push your way through. You can't, and it's starting to come back to you, like slowly, as whatever is outside of this space is having things come back to it. This is coming back to you. You're stuck. And you knew it as soon as you touched the mirror, even with your scythe, that you switched places with something. And you finally feel like there's this crack in the mirror. You can make use of this. You had a good roll there. You have your scythe with you still. You take another crack at it. and it breaks, and you push through, and what you find are just shards of glass floating without gravity everywhere. Large pieces, you could step on them. You don't know where you are, but this is not where you're supposed to be. You have duties to fulfill. Like, you don't know if that's going to be possible. In the cave, Cullen goes over, walks to the entrance of the cave, and two of the guards are there, one Titanian and Amir, the Cryptusian. And he says, I'm going to go relieve myself, so you mind if I get by?
That's a perfect Harris impression.
Good.
You go out into the woods, stretch some more, stretch your legs, and look back. Look at the cave. Look into the woods. And then start going for a gallop. You know exactly where you're going. You gallop, and you find that the Knock-Knocks, who are returning back from an unsuccessful mission to find anyone at the shore, are intercepting you. Oh, hi. Do you remember me? They just smile and stare. It's feeding time. And that's where we're going to go end our session for tonight.
Did Quillen say it's feeding time?
Yeah, the thing that Quillen is has been replaced with.
Well, that is not good.
All right.
I knew
That's
that
an understatement.
freaking mirror was gonna screw us somehow.
But good game.
Very good game.
Well done.
I'm sorry, Harris.
I was gonna say, man, I really loved tonight. I loved everything, but you left me on that. So.
From where I'm sitting, it's still a great night.
Well, you're still a secret bad guy, so screw you, Jackson.
Well, now you're a not so secret bad guy, so.
Oh man,
And
I was really worried at one point that I had to shift gears because of my mistake in the Truth or Dare thing, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna do this in an order that's not gonna work out. But it worked. I'm so glad that it worked.
Yeah, I heard you say
Truth.
something about which one of your friends would you like to see drown or something like that. I was like, oh man, that is rough.
I wanted to make it. I wanted to make
Luminous.
it where people like obviously were gonna pick Truth. Like that's just the obvious thing that you would do, right? And I was like, let's make that something that people guess at the second round whether they should do that or not.
My character is keeping a lot of knowledge to himself right now. He does not want to. He did not want to pick Truth. He'd take his chances.
Yeah, but it was just fun.
Ellen is not that he's not a truth guy, but he's definitely a dare guy.
Yeah.
Luminous didn't like the idea of having to do something, so he thought the option was truth, and then almost lost his eye because of it.
But you didn't.
I didn't know, but I did use 2 spirit rolls and a morale point to survive.
Well, now you're good and rested up in the cave.
Yeah,
This is a fun one for me.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
I really enjoyed that. That was great.
All right, awesome, good. Well, we'll have to do it again next week then. I've got some stuff to plan.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for playing, guys.
Yep,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
see you guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.